Welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Kim.
And I'm Brandon.
Brandon, would you like to see a magic trick?
Oh, yes, I definitely want to see a magic trick.
Okay, close your eyes. Concentrate. Think of a card.
Okay, got it.
All right, ready? Is this your card?
Uh-uh.
Is this your card?
Uh-uh.
Is this your card?
No. What? This isn't magic.
Is this your card?
That's my card! I can do a magic trick next.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
Your
okay.
turn,
All right, here we go. Okay, so first things first, you have to shuffle the cards. That's a bad shuffle, but it's okay. It doesn't matter. Now you can pick any card you want, okay?
Okay.
Don't let me see it.
Okay.
Don't let me see it. Okay, don't let me see it. Take the card and put it in my pocket.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, all right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to guess your card.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Is this your card?
Yes.
Yeah, I did it. Magic.
Great magicians can change people's attention very easily. They do it with grand hand gestures and cool props. They also do it by asking questions and changing the subject.
All right, so what you just saw was some amazing magic that we just did. I really liked my magic trick the best. I think I did a really good one. Anyhow, this is the Art of Magic Part 2. And as we get into the reading, it says, great magicians can change people's attention very easily. They do it with grand hand gestures and cool props.
That's the coolest thing about being a magician. All the props and stuff and all the acting you get to do.
I thought it was the attention and accolades you get from all the audience members.
That too. So what is a magician? A magician is the name for anybody who does magic tricks for a living. Can be a man or a woman, doesn't matter. Magician is just the general term. And these people actually, I think, study for many years, and they study different kinds of tricks, and they're quite talented because they have to know how to distract people, how to move quickly without people noticing, how to just do magic in general. So magicians are pretty cool.
Actually, I have a friend who studied magic for a while. He'd studied it for, I think, 5 years.
Wow.
And because of that, he put a little show on for me and a lot of our friends. He did it at our school, and he put on the show, and it was really amazing. Some of it was dangerous and scary, and some of it was just really amazing. And nobody in the whole audience knew how he did the tricks.
What part was scary? I'm interested in that.
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
It was really scary.
So magician is just the term for that, and some of the most famous magicians that I can think of in the West, the most famous one is Houdini.
Oh yes,
who was,
Houdini.
from a long time ago.
Yeah, about 100 years ago.
Best known for escaping. He was able to get out of boxes, or they would tie him up and he could very easily break out of it. So he's one of the most famous. In the modern day, we have people like
David Copperfield, and he has some big shows in Las Vegas and all over the world. He travels all over the world showing people his magic, and when he's not traveling, he stays in Las Vegas and people can come pay a lot of money to see his shows. So he's a very rich magician, actually. I think he made the money up here.
Maybe I should be a magician then, yeah.
Yes. So this David Copperfield guy, he's really well known for his grand hand gestures, his big movements. And grand, it kind of also means like big or amazing and just large and awesome. And so he does these grand hand gestures. And a gesture is using your body somehow to communicate something to other people.
Right, so the most basic one is, where's my phone? It's over there. Pointing is a very common gesture. If you want to tell your friend, hey, I'm okay, then you just do something like this.
Yeah, or
thumbs up.
Or okay.
Yep.
Or, just waving hello.
Is also a very
Gesture.
common gesture, yeah. So there's a lot of them actually, and it's a body language thing, so how you can
Exactly.
communicate.
Yeah.
Okay, and magicians are also famous for using props. Props are things like, can be anything really, like our hamburger that we ate earlier, that you ate, right? And these are just things that actors or magicians or entertainers use to kind of add to their show. So when you're acting and maybe you're sitting at a dinner table and the actors have to eat, everything on the table is going to be a prop. So it might not be real food on there, it might not be real drinks in the cups. All the tableware is props. They're all used for the performance. They're not really sitting there eating dinner.
Yeah.
At least you would hope.
Props is
Too much.
basically anything that the performer touches or uses with their hands in the show. Just about anything. So for a magician, it could be their hat and the rabbit inside the hat, or the magical flowers they pull out of nowhere. It could be anything that they touch, or the bird that comes out of their sleeve.
Also a prop.
Yeah, all of these are props.
All right, the article continues. They also do it by asking questions and changing the subject. So this is part of that getting people's attention and trying to move their attention this way and that way sort of thing.
My friend did that. Now I realize at that show I told you about, he did that show for me and my friends, and he kept on asking us questions and then like changing the subject and changing what we're talking about. So we would be thinking about one thing and then another thing and then another thing. He gets us on this trail of thought away from what he's doing.
Very smart.
I'll bet I'm gonna ask him now.
Aha, so changing the subject is pretty common. Everyone changes the subject when you start talking about something different than what you were originally talking about. Like, hey, how's the weather today?
Oh, the weather is very hot. I don't like it.
All right, back to normal. So there I just changed the subject. So in this case, the subject is anything that you're talking about. It's like the topic of your conversation. It's the thing that you're putting your attention into and the thing you're discussing. Subject can also be things at school. How many subjects are you studying? Math, English, history, science, whatever you're studying is also a subject.
Yeah, well, speaking of changing the subject, it's break time. See you after the break.
Anyone can become a magician, but to become a great one, you have to work at it. Learning tricks isn't enough. You need to develop your performance and people skills too. Also, don't forget to have your own look and style. All of those will help you put on a great show and surprise people with your magic.
All right, welcome back from the break. We were learning about different magicians and the things that they do. And so let's continue. Anyone can become a magician, but to become a great one, you have to work at it. Learning tricks isn't enough. You need to develop your performance and people skills too.
Oh, okay. So yeah, being a magician isn't as easy as getting a book, reading it for like an hour, boom, you're a magician. It actually takes some work, right?
Yeah, now they have these kits that you can buy. It's like a box full of magical things that you can use, those props. And then you can study it a little bit and do a really easy trick. But if you want to put on a show or a whole performance, you're going to have to learn a lot of different tricks, or else it'll be a really short performance.
People probably know that easy trick as well. They're like, I know what you're doing.
Yes.
Not impressive.
So a performance is something that you do for entertainment, or that other people might do for entertainment of an audience. People who watch and they want to have a lot of fun at this entertainment show, basically.
Right. So types of performances can include plays, or a choir singing, or some ice skating performances. I know Disney had one when I was young that they
dancing
did
performances.
Dancing, yeah.
And there's lots of different performances that are available. But if you want to put on a performance, you probably need some skills.
Yes, so skills are things that you get to do because you worked hard or studied hard to make them perfect. In this case, they're talking about people skills, which magicians need to perform. And people skills is your ability to talk to people, relate to people, work with people, and kind of anything related to relationships.
So if you want to build your skills and make them better and better, you want to become better at something, you just have to practice it a lot and train at that thing a lot. So if you want baseball skills, you'd have to play a lot of baseball. If you want magic and magician skills, you'd have to do a lot of magic, usually on your own time, in your hobby time and free time.
Yeah, it turns into a hobby for most people.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay? It continues, also, don't forget to have your own look and style. All of those will help you put on a great show and surprise people with your magic.
Yes, now that's true. When you do a big performance, you do want to do it your way, and you don't want to copy other people. But if you're just starting at something, you know, it actually is okay to copy people a little bit so that you can understand it better. And after you copy it, you can change it into your style.
Exactly. So to put on a show is our last vocabulary here. If you put on a show, that means you prepare everything necessary to do a performance. So you put on a play, that means you've got your actors, your costumes, your backgrounds, and your script, and you're ready to show other people. You're ready to put on the play. And if you study magic, you go through books and you pick out the tricks you like and you practice them a lot and you're finally ready to show your friends and family. That is when you are putting on a magic show.
Have you ever put on any shows of your own?
No, I'm not that entertaining.
Oh.
How about you?
Well, when I was a kid, when I was young, we put on a school play. And I did actually quite a few of those. I really liked to put on a show when I was a little boy. So I've played all sorts of different characters. But I think when I was a little boy, my favorite was a frog. I played a frog.
Was it easy? Did you just sit there, ribbit?
Well, kind of. It was me and another kid, and we got to climb up a fake tree, and we jumped off, and we put on a show. And that was part of it. And we had to say our words, of course. We had words. I had like one sentence said, I am a tree frog.
You didn't even add ribbit at the end?
Ribbit.
Oh, no attention to detail. All right, thank you for joining us. We hope you learned a lot about magic and are confident enough to put on your own show. So have fun and stay magical. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Great magicians can change people's attention very easily. They do it with grand hand gestures and cool props. They also do it by asking questions and changing the subject. Anyone can become a magician, but to become a great one, you have to work at it. Learning tricks isn't enough. You need to develop your performance and people skills too. Also, don't forget to have your own look and style. All of those will help you put on a great show and surprise people with your magic.
Hi， 大家好，我是维尼，准备来看今天的新生字了吗？今天的第一个字 magician。名词魔术师 ，IAN 用来表示精通某件事或某个能力的人，因此呢，前面学过的这个 magic 加上 IAN 就会变成魔术师的意思。The magician in the fairy tale turned the woman into a rabbit。童话里的巫师呢，把那个妇人变成了一只兔子。再来，接下来这个字是 gesture。名词手势或是姿势 ，You can use some gestures while you are presenting。你可以在演讲的时候加上一些手势。第三个字是 subject， 名词话题或者是题材，指文章啊或是其他作品的题目或主题。例如 ，Our subject for discussion is the problem of homelessness。我们讨论的话题是无家可归的问题。接下来是 skill 名词技巧技能，当你会使用某一项工具或是拥有某个能力的时候，就可以用 skill 来形容。Public speaking is an essential skill for a successful leader。对于一名成功的领导者而言，公开演说是必要的技能。 好，那再来看看今天的新用语有哪些。第一个是 do it with something， 或是 do it by 加 VING。用或是靠着什么什么做某事，那这边要注意介系词的用法哦。如果后面接的是某个事物的话，介系词就要用 with。例如 ，Banks always want customers to get credit cards. They do it with free gifts. 银行总是希望顾客办信用卡，所以他们很常用免费的礼物来吸引顾客。那如果后面接的是某个动作的话，就要用 by， 并使用动名词 VING 的形态。比方说 ，The clown made everyone laugh. He did it by doing funny things. 小丑以幽默好笑的行为让大家哈哈大笑。第二个是 work at something， 在某事物下功夫。那这里的 work at 并不是指在哪里工作哦，而是需要对某件事情努力练习。例如，你可以说 You will never improve your English if you don't work at it。假如你没有对英文下功夫的话，你永远都不会进步。好，我们再看另外的例句 I need to work at getting to school on time。我需要努力呢，让自己可以准时到学校。最后来看看这个用语是 put on a show， 表演或是演出。那其实 put on 的意思有很多，像是穿衣服的穿上，或是涂抹东西在脸上都可以使用。那我们今天讲的是演出、戏剧或者是举办展览的意思。They put on a show at the theater today。他们今天在剧院表演。OK， 下次见喽。
Hi guys, my name's Oliver.
And I'm Jamie.
And today we're going to be playing a game called Word Drop, in which we'll both be feeding little phrases into a conversation back and forth. And we basically have to try and find a way to connect it, but it's all improv. We don't know what we have here on the cards. Okay, you ready to go? Mm-hmm. Okay, shall I go first?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Right, so, the other day, I was kind of walking down the road and I saw this lady drop her coffee on the floor, right? And I kind of helped her. I picked the coffee up, what was left of it. I gave it back to her and I said, you need to work on your coffee holding skill. And she said, thank you.
Wow, that was really generous of you to help her. I think that kind of thing, we should do more things like helping people. Just more kind gestures, I think is something that we need to do.
Yeah, sure. Well, a kind gesture can really go a long way, actually. And if you're able to really give someone a kind gesture at the right time, it can turn their whole day away, like magic. It's almost like you're a magician of the emotions. Wouldn't you say so?
I guess I would say so. I would say being a magician is sort of like a different, it's a skill that we all can do. We just have to practice it, right? Just like doing kind things. We can all practice doing kind things. And I would say that we want to be, kind of lost my train of thought.
Yeah, no,
well, how about a change of subject?
A change of subject. A change of subject. I'll have to think of something first. Well, let's see. If we were going to change the subject, we would have to first think of a subject, and then we would have to add a context. And then, we could talk about the weather. Recently, it's been very rainy, but I think we could do it with whatever.
Okay, we could do it with whatever. Well, I think, let's talk about improving ourselves. Let's talk about self-improvement, self-reflection. A little tricky to talk about, but I think it's necessary, right? We need to always be trying to be better, trying to improve our flaws, right? If you want to say that. So I think for me, I need to work at being better at improv.
Sure. Nice.
Thank you.
I agree. No,
Yeah.
I don't. You're amazing. You're amazing.
See you next time.